The Aero Commander 500 family is a series of light twin piston-engined and turboprop aircraft originally built by the Aero Design and Engineering Company in the late 1940s, renamed the Aero Commander Company in 1950, and a division of Rockwell International from 1965. The initial production version was the Aero Commander 520. Piston-engine versions manufactured after 1967 are known as the Shrike Commander. Design and development. The idea for the Commander Light business twin was conceived by Ted Smith, a project engineer at the Douglas Aircraft Company. Working part-time after hours throughout 1944, a group of A-20 engineers formed the Aero Design and Engineering Company to design and build a proposed aircraft with a layout similar to their A-20 bomber. Originally, the new company was going to build 3 pre-production aircraft, but as the first aircraft was being built, they decided to build just one prototype. The final configuration was completed in July 1946 and was designated the Model L3805. Registered NX 1946, the prototype first flew on April 23, 1948. The L3805 accommodated up to 5 people and was powered by 2 Lycoming 0435A piston engines. It was an all-metal high-wing monoplane with retractable undercarriage using components from a Vultee BT-13 Valiant. The market segment planned for this aircraft to be sold to small feeder airliner firms and was originally designed to carry 7 passengers, but instead found use in the private business aircraft and military market. Walter Beech test flew the aircraft in 1949 and expressed interest in buying the project, but passed on to develop the Beechcraft twin Bonanza. Fairchild Aircraft also evaluated the prototype at its Hagerstown, Maryland, headquarters. The prototype flew successfully and the company leased, at no cost, a new 26,000-square-foot factory at Bethany near Oklahoma City to build a production version, certified on June 30, 1950. Nearly 10,000 hours of redesign work went into the model, including more powerful Lycoming G0435C2 engines, with a combined rating of 520 horsepower. The production model was named the Commander 520. The first Commander 520 was rolled out of the new factory in August 1951. Serial number 1 was used as a demonstrator, then sold in October 1952 to the Asahi Shimbun Press Company of Tokyo. Operational history. In military service, it was initially designated the L-26, though in 1962 this was changed to U-4 for the United States Air Force and U-9 for the United States Army. Under ownership of Rockwell in the 1960s, World War II pilot R.A. Bob Hoover demonstrated the Shrike Commander 500S for decades in a variety of managed energy routines, including single-engine and engine-out aerobatics. His Shrike Commander is displayed in the colors of his last sponsor, Evergreen International Aviation, at the Stephen F. Vorhazy Center of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Bob Odegaard continued the tradition in 2012, flying a 1975 Shrike 500S in a Bob Hoover tribute routine. One U-4B became a presidential transport aircraft for Dwight D. Eisenhower between 1956 and 1960. This was the smallest Air Force One, and the first to wear the now familiar blue and white livery. As of 2004, Shrike Commanders remained in service with the United States Coast Guard and United States Customs Service. A single 560F was operated by the Belgian Air Force as the personal transport of the late King Bauduage from 1961 to 1973. The unpressurized, long fuselage 680FL was operated as a small package freighter by Coombs Freight Air in the 1970s and 1980s, and by Suburban Air Freight in the 1980s and 1990s. The aircraft was popular with pilots, because it was extremely pilot-friendly, and with its 380 horsepower supercharged engines did well in icing meteorological conditions. A number are still operated on contracts for cargo and fire control applications, as their piston engines offer good fuel specifics at low altitudes and longer loiter times. Safety concerns. Single-engine safety. In 1950, when the developers were working to satisfy Civil Aeronautics Authority regulations for certification of the 500, They chose a novel method of demonstrating its single-engine safety and performance. They removed one of the two-bladed propellers, secured it in the aft cabin, and flew from Bethany to Washington, D.C. on one engine. There they met with CAA personnel, then replaced the propeller and returned to Oklahoma in a conventional manner. The flight received nationwide coverage in the press. Wing spar fatigue. Beginning in June 1991, senior engineers met with FAA officials to discuss concerns over the Aero Commander's main wing spar, which was believed to be susceptible to stress fatigue and subsequent cracking, and was believed to have resulted in a number of fatal crashes. From approximately 1961 to 1993, 24 aircraft crashed when spar failures caused the loss of the wing in flight. 35 more spars were found cracked during inspections. Notable accidents World War II hero and actor Audie Murphy died in an Aero Commander 680 while flying as a passenger in a thunderstorm over Roanoke, Virginia, on May 28, 1971. 4 others and the pilot were also killed. On June 19, 1964, Senator Ted Kennedy was a passenger in an Aero Commander 680 airplane flying in bad weather from Washington, D.C., to Massachusetts. It crashed into an apple orchard in the western Massachusetts town of Southampton on the final approach to the Barnes Municipal Airport in Westfield. The pilot and Edward Moss, one of Kennedy's aides, were killed. Kennedy suffered a severe back injury, a punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. Variants: Aero Commander L-3805, prototype, 1 built. Aero Commander 520. First production version, a developed L-3805 with taller fin and larger cabin with two 260 horsepower Lycoming GO435C engines, 150 built. Aero Commander 560, Model 520 with swept tail, increased takeoff weight, 7 seats and more powerful engines and refined wing, 80 built. Aero Commander 560A, new undercarriage, stretched fuselage and other numerous refinements, 99 built. Aero Commander 560E, larger wings and greater payload, 93 built. Aero Commander 560F, powered with 350 horsepower Lycoming IGO540 engines. Aero Commander 360, lightened version of the 560E with 4 seats and two 180 horsepower engines, 1 built. Aero Commander 500, economy version introduced in 1958, a 560E with 250 horsepower Lycoming 0540A engines, 101 built. Aero Commander 500A, first Aero Commander model new nacelles to house 260 horsepower fuel-injected Continental IO470M engines, 99 built. Aero Commander 500B, 560E with 290 horsepower fuel-injected Lycoming IO540 engines, 217 built. Aero Commander 500U Shrike Commander, 500B with pointed nose and squared-off tail, two 290 horsepower Lycoming IO540 engines, replaced 500A, 500B, 560F and 680F, 56 built. Aero Commander 500S Shrike Commander, 500U with minor changes, 316 built. Aero Commander 680 Super, development of 560A with supercharged 340 horsepower Lycoming GSO480A engines and increased fuel capacity, 254 built. Aero Commander 680E, lightened 560E and 560A type undercarriage, 100 built. Aero Commander 680F, 680E with new undercarriage and supercharged, fuel-injected 380 horsepower Lycoming IGSO540 engines and new nacelles, 126 built. Aero Commander 680FP, pressurized version modified from 680F, 26 built. Aero Commander 680FL Grand Commander, 680F with stretched fuselage and larger tail, 157 built. After 1967 known as the Corsa Commander. Aero Commander 680FLP Grand Commander, pressurized version of 680FL, 37 built. Aero Commander 680T Turbo Commander, 680 FLP with Garrett TPE 331-43 turboprop engines, 56 built. Aero Commander 680V Turbo Commander, 680 tons with increased takeoff weight and slightly improved cargo capacity, 36 built. Aero Commander 680W Turbo 2 Commander, 680V with pointed nose squared-off fin, 1 panoramic and 2 small cabin windows and weather radar, 46 built. Rockwell 681 Hawk Commander, 680W with improved pressurization, air conditioning system and nose, 43 built. Rockwell 681B Turbo Commander, marketing designation for economy version of the 681, 29 built. Rockwell 685 Commander, 690 powered by two 435 horsepower Continental GTSI 0520K piston engines, 66 built. Commander 690, 681 with new wing center section and engines moved further outboard, 2 Garrett I Research TPE 331-5-251K turboprops, 79 built. Commander 690A, 690 with changed flight deck layout and increased pressurization, 245 built. Commander 690B, 690A with improved soundproofing and internal lavatory, 217 built. 690C Jet Prop 840, 690B with increased wingspan, wet wing fuel tanks and winglets, 2 840 SHP TPE 331-5-254K turboprops, 136 built. 690D Jet Prop 900, similar to 690C with internal rear cabin extension, improved pressurization and 5 square cabin windows, 42 built. 695 Jet Prop 980, similar to 690C with 735 SHP TPE 331-10-501K engines, 84 built. 695A Jet Prop 1000, 690D with higher takeoff weight and more powerful TPE 331-10-501K engines, 101 built. 695B Jet Prop 1000B, 695A with minor changes, 6 built. Aero Commander 720 Alti Cruiser, pressurized version of 680, 13 built. YL-26AU-9A, Aero Commander 520 evaluated by the U.S. Army, 3 built. YL-26A, Aero Commander 560 evaluated by the U.S. Air Force, 1 built. L-26BAU-4A, Aero Commander 560A sold to the U.S. Air Force, 14 built. L-26BAU-9B, Aero Commander 560A sold to the U.S. Army, 1 built. L-26CAU-4B, Aero Commander 680 Super sold to the U.S. Air Force, 2 built. L-26CAU-9C, Aero Commander 680 Super sold to the U.S. Army, 4 built. RL-26D-AU-9D, Commander 680 for U.S. Army aircraft fitted with SLAR, 2 built. NL-26D-AU-9D, 1 built. Operators Military operators Argentina, Argentine Air Force, 1 × 500B, 27X500U and 1X680, Argentine Army Aviation, 680V, 690A, Belgium, Belgian Air Force, 1 × 560F, served as Royal Transport 1961–1973, Benin, Benin Air Force, 1 × 500B, Colombia, Colombian Air Force, National Army of Colombia, Dominican Republic, Dominican Air Force, 1 × 680T Turbo Commander, Greece, Hellenic Army, 2 × 680FL, Honduras, Honduran Air Force, Indonesia, Indonesian Army Aviation, 2 × 680FL, Iran, Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, 3 × 681B, Islamic Republic of Iran Army Aviation, 3 × 690, 2X690A, Islamic Republic of Iran Navy, 2 × 500S, 2X690, 6X690A, Ivory Coast, Ivory Coast Air Force, 1x500B, Kenya, Kenya Air Force, 1x680 FP, Republic of Korea Air Force, 3x520, 2x560F, Mexico, Mexican Air Force, 20x500S, Niger Air Force, 1x500B, Nicaragua, Nicaraguan Air Force, Pakistan Air Force, 1x680E, 1x680F, Pakistan Army Aviation, 1x690B, Philippines, Philippine Air Force, 1x690, South Vietnam Air Force, L-26, United States Air Force as the L-26 and U-4, United States Army as the L-26 and U-9. Specifications, data from Jane's All the World's Aircraft 1976 Euro 77, General Characteristics, Crew, 2, Capacity, 4 passengers, Length, 36 feet 9 3/4 in, Wingspan, 49 feet 0 1/2 in, Height, 14 feet 6 in, Wing Area, 255 FTA squared, Airfoil, NACA 23012 Modified, Aspect Ratio, 9.451, Empty Weight, 4,635 pounds, Max Takeoff Weight, 6,750 pounds, Power Plant, 2A, Lycoming IO 540E1B5 Air-Cooled Flat 6. Piston engines, 290 horsepower each, Performance, Maximum Speed, 215 miles per hour at sea level, Cruise Speed, 203 miles per hour at 9,000 feet, 75% power, TAS, Stall Speed, 68 miles per hour Flaps and Landing Gear Down, CAS, Minimum Controllable Speed, 75 miles per hour, Range, 1,078 miles, Service Ceiling, 19,400 feet, Rate of Climb, 1,340 feet per minute. See also, Bob Hoover, Patternavia pages 68. References. Notes Bibliography Andrade, John. U.S. Military Aircraft Designations and Serials since 1909. Midland Countries Publications. ISBN 0-904597-22-9. Andrade, John. Militaire 1982. London, Aviation Press Limited. ISBN 0-907898-01-7. Simpson, R.W. 1995. Airlife's General Aviation. Airlife Publishing ISBN 1-85310-577-5. Further reading, Taylor, John W. Jane's All the World's Aircraft 1976 Euro 77. London, Jane's Yearbooks. ISBN 0-354-00538-3. External links, media related to Aero Commander aircraft at Wikimedia Commons.